Orca of time.
Yep, Orca of time.
Coaching
In fighting games.
I want to talk to you guys about it. Can I call you guys Coach Steve for this episode, or is that not going to work?
Man, he's been cooking that one up. You could tell.
Pulled it out of the stove. Still hot,
Yeah,
huh?
that one's fresh from the oven. All right.
Different play. We need to get him on the show, because then we can get like
that'd be
Steve
cool.
and Steve and Steve.
Oh, no.
That would be...
It might surprise you to learn that there are multiple people named Steven in this world.
Right.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
it's crazy.
I was an actual
Not an
coach.
uncommon.
You
Oh,
were
that's
an
true,
actual
that's
coach.
true.
That's true.
That's true.
Were you ever a coach of anything? You're
No.
a fraud.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying. I have legitimacy to the coach title if I wanted it, but he can have it.
He's a card
He seems like a
carrying
nice
member.
guy, yeah.
Coaching is an interesting topic in fighting games here, because a lot of people are saying that fighting games are actually a one-on-one game, not a game of teams or anything like that, right?
Interactive chess to me.
So, Evo just recently said there's no coaching. That is
Past,
our
like,
rule, right?
top 16
And then it
or
was
something,
clarified a little bit because people took it out of context, right? And yeah, it was like pass. So if you play on stage, pretty much there's no coaching. But there is coaching. You just can't do it in between games. So if it's before the game, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can
I mean,
talk to
well,
someone.
you can't stop someone from coaching before.
Right,
game.
yeah.
Right, yeah,
That's
exactly,
all.
exactly.
You're not
Right,
allowed to
right,
talk to
yeah,
any human beings all weekend.
Exactly. So a lot of people started talking about it. A lot of people were like, good, because fighting games, it should just be me versus you. I can coach you in karaoke, 100%. We can, like, it's either between you and me, and there shouldn't be anybody else, right? And then there's other people who are like, what's wrong with coaching? Like, even like in tennis, there's coaching in tennis. You just can't coach during the match.
Yeah.
Right? There's timeouts and stuff like that. So this became a really big topic out there, and I'm curious as to what your guys' thoughts are to this coaching topic. Let's start with Vanilla.
I like coaching, actually.
You like
I think coaching is fine. I think that my favorite coaching rules are combo breakers rules or /KI Cup. They did the same thing there, but I think that's because Rick was the one who did it, which is if you're going to have a coach, they have to go to the stage with you, and they can't leave. So it has to be a pre-selected coach, and they have to go up to the stage with you, and then they have like a preset of time between matches where you're allowed to get coached, and that's it. So I think like if it's coaching, it should be something like that. Not some like crazy like 5 coaches, like the whole Trinity was on stage at one point, plus like another person, and I'm like, look, you don't have a council with you at all times, where you can just turn around.
It's a coach, not a counselor.
Yeah, you get to turn around
It
and
sounds
be
like Jedi. It's like, I've got my Jedi.
you get to
It's
turn
like
around.
the Lord of the Rings, like who's gonna take the ring to Mordor?
You got a fellowship.
Yeah, you got a fellowship.
With the
Be careful of the run cancel trigger.
Like the
Like the guy's losing, and he's like, I can't carry the ring, but I can carry you. And he's like, pick him up, and
like
That's
that's
my frames Bible.
So that's what I'm worried about. Is like I don't want it to be too many people. I think like one coach is fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that big. And if you say like, oh yeah, no coaching during like in between matches, or the dude's gonna stand outside the stage and just yell stuff to you. How do you regulate that?
Well, that doesn't make a difference. That's not gonna affect. I mean, it
yeah,
could
that's always been a
affect, but
problem.
Yeah. I mean, you can't stop that
Right.
unless you put them in booths or something.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, other games do it, other sports do it. Coaching is coaching. It's gonna happen. I mean, it's an individual thing. Coaching could help, but you're gonna beat the other guy if you're gonna beat him. That's just the way it is.
David.
It doesn't really matter to me that much. I don't mind having different rule sets at different majors for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like if one major wants to allow like anything goes, I mean within reason. Okay.
Not a
fine,
council.
Like, yeah, like no council, fine. But like if you want to have a couple dudes up there with you, it's like no big deal to me. If they're talking to you in between the game or during the games or even, it's no big deal to me. If other places want to have nothing, if they want to keep it like Evo does, where if you're on stage, like nobody can be up there to help you out, it's cool with me too. I like the idea of having different rule sets at different measures. So
okay.
I don't want to have like one hard and fast sort of rule for this kind of thing because I think that is less interesting.
Okay. Tasty.
I feel like coaching, well, based off of principle, and then based off of it being a competitive nature sport. Principle, I say it's between those two playing. That's what I say. I say, look, you shouldn't have to talk to somebody else because you should be confident enough in your own ability to say, I got this. Take it, run with it. That's how I personally feel. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. I remember AJ, former EG manager. I remember and this is a real thing. This happened at Evo, right? So KBR walks off, right? This is totally not my story to tell. And AJ, if you're watching, I'm sorry. But it's so applicable, it makes sense. So what ends up happening is he says, hey, KBR beats whoever. And he comes over and he's like, oh my God, man, I'm so nervous. And he says, AJ was like, he put his hand on his shoulder. He's like, look, you're about to play. There's nothing that anybody can tell you right now that's going to change the outcome of that match. And he was like, who do you play? And he's like, Justin Wong. And I was like, oh! No. So it's like, I feel like it's one of those things. I feel like I feel like it's between those two principally. It being a competitive thing, why not? You should, the way Rick put it in, that's the best way to do it.
I think it's pretty good.
It makes sense, yeah. That totally makes sense to me.
Okay. I like coaching. I actually kind of prefer having coaching.
Okay. For
a very different reason, though, because I like having more roles for people to accomplish, right? So for me, it's kind of one of those things that I like, that some people are really good at being coaches, and I think that kind of adds extra roles to it. But at the same time, yes, there's one-on-ones. There should be limits. So I like the one coach rule that Combo Breaker has. In fact, I would even be in favor of, like, at Evo, no coaching in between matches, but you get like one timeout. Like maybe in like, but obviously if it's like 3 out of 5, there's not even that many times that you can call a timeout, right? But
fighting games are too fast.
Yeah.
It's not like CS:GO where you play like 20 or 30 minutes and then you have like a 10-minute break or something.
Right.
It's like,
well, I remember when Long Island Joe won Winter Brawl, right? And Julio was in Winners, and Long Island Joe reset. In between that reset, Eli Joe, I think he went to the bathroom. He legit just got up and left. And I was just I think that's fair. You should be able to do that. You know what I mean? But you should still have a time. You shouldn't be able to be like, yo, I gotta go use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
come back 30 minutes.
Go get some dinner or something.
Exactly.
Come eating and stuff. All right, guys, let's wrap this up.
If you can say, yo, you got 4 minutes or 5 minutes,
right.
fine. Other than that,
Makes
no.
sense.
The only thing that I'm worried about now is because we have this league for CPT, I agree that it's cool to have different events do different rules, right? But obviously now, like on CPT, because like before the argument was, I don't care if it's on 360 or PS3, it's just it's like tennis court surfaces, right? But CPT has mandated that everything do it on one console.
Right.
With CPT, I think that they kind of need to establish a rule for all the premier events and ranking events so that it can be consistent. I don't know. I feel like that there needs to be a little consistency within that league, perhaps.
I don't really need consistency personally.
Okay.
I think I think consistency like event wide is
within
cool.
an event.
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
I think, and this once again, this is going further down the line. The fact is, like, I think the way that competitive fighting games are going right now, I feel like there's gonna have to be certain, like, I mean, think about it. Just like the coaching thing, I feel like it's gonna get more and more specific. And whether it blows up or just gets to where you can boil it down to the set amount of rules, that's fine. But I feel like the more people to get interest, the more people involved, the more there's going to be people trying to take advantage of those things. I feel like it's an inevitable thing that there's going to be something that we're going to have to deal with that won't make sense just for one and not two, because somebody else is going to take advantage of it. And it's all about building at this point. We really can't say you can and can't unless we know for sure.
That's why the phone call happened. And
Dude,
it was
I will.
big deal.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
And now you know. That's kind of what it is.
Like, I like coaching. Phone call coaching should not happen.
Exactly.
That
That's
should
what I
not
mean.
be happening. That should not be.
The best part is
happening.
Julio didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I know.
And like he said it on stream, but I pulled him aside and everything. I was like,
Uh-huh.
"Dude, did you actually hear something?" And he
He's
just
like,
like,
no.
and then he's like, "I couldn't," because as soon as he grabbed the phone, the crowd went nuts.
No, it was legitimately like
it was so
roar.
loud.
It was
Yeah.
like ball. Like I had to talk louder just so I
Yeah.
can make sure I can hear myself.
It was so
clearly.
loud, because I was like 3 feet away from him. Like I was sitting like on the side of the stage, and then like as soon as he picked up the phone, I wasn't looking at him. He picked up the phone, and the crowd got so loud, and I was like, "Why are they going
Like, were
nuts?"
they mad or like?
They're just like
They were
yelling.
just like, and like, everybody
was
was
like,
order,
"Oh my God."
order. You know, it was one of those.
Like it was a mixture of like heckling, surprise, and like what is
And
going
just,
on.
"No!"
But even
Yeah.
more
It was
so,
just general
if
crowd
you look
noise.
at Eduardo's face Like
He
looks,
was
because the
pissed.
thing is, like we said, the stage was set up to where like the stream people were right here on the back, and the guys were playing right here. We were over here, and the audience was right here. So the whole time, if you're playing and this is the setup, Vaille's standing right here. So if you go back and look at that stream, look at Eduardo. He looks at me, he goes.
Like, yeah,
You see
how much
that-
time does he have? Yeah.
Regard like this. Now, don't get me wrong. It did kind of spice things up, but the fact that it bothered him so much
Could
was
have affected him.
I think
exactly
about it, yeah.
that's the thing. So it's like these things are gonna happen. The more that the higher that we get to the point where there's so many people watching that it might not be clear. There's gonna need to be a coach looking at every match. There's gonna need to be a report on this. It has to be. That's the only evolution of what we're doing.
If it
That's
gets
all.
fancy enough,
Look,
yeah.
I'm just gonna say this one, like also is that I actually do think most of the coaches out there suck right now. I actually just don't even think they're telling. Like I've asked people before, like, what are you doing when you're coaching? And they're just like, you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, that's what Chris Tarian and them.
Yeah, and it's like that's like terrible. Now there was one time I did coach somebody, and it was Combo Fiend during the SBO quals, right? And I wasn't coaching them by telling them what to do. I was being a second set of eyes. Now this can be a problem. I was literally sitting there telling him, like, watch out, he has 2 meters now. Watch out, he just gained this. You got a bar. You have an EX available to you. I did this to Damdai one time too. Like we were on a team tournament. So team tournaments obviously coaches.
Right,
okay.
yeah.
He was playing a match, and it was in Vanilla Street Fighter 4. We were on the same team. He was sitting there, and he was losing to a Honda player, and he was Ryu. And I just leaned over to him like, you have 4 meters. Use your super. And he did fireball, neutral jump. Remember, you could do fireball and super
yeah.
vanilla, and he did that, and he won, right? So I think coaching in between is okay. I don't think that coaching during matches should happen. Because having a second pair of eyes is kind of cheap.
Okay, fair enough.
Because that does take away what you're
Exactly.
supposed to be able to do.
Okay.
Right? So I do feel like in between matches, if someone says, look, you're falling for this all the time, stop doing this, that's one thing. If the guy's like, watch out, he's got meter now, he can go through your fireball, then there's a problem. He just got a super, he got a V meter now, he got a V trigger,
Okay, yeah, I
careful
can
of
see
that.
that.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, so all right. So I was coaching Rick Steezy at a final round. I went up on stage, and he got blown up the first match. And in between the match, I went up. I said, "Hey, you're playing with Chun-Li. He's walking into his range. All you got to do is do standing medium kick, back medium punch, make him get out of their range fireball." He comes back and he wins the set. now the thing is, like I said, the dude blew him up at first. Once I told him, he was like, "Yo, that was good. That was good." The guy comes up to me later. He says, "Hey, what did you tell him?" And I told him exactly what I said. He's like, "God dang it," So it's like, I look at that. And I'm like, so either he's so caught in that moment that he doesn't even realize that he's playing flowchart. For both of those players, you're an outside force. That's like an assist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, watch out! You gotta use your super ball.
Imagine
Back.
Imagine if like Rick still wins that next game, and then his coach comes up and he's like, he's hitting this button now, so you should look out for that button. And then suddenly it's like,
Dude, so first West Coast Warzone. So this was Vanilla Street Fighter 4. I used Cammy. I hated Balrog. I had to fight this Balrog, and I was like, dang it, I hate this match. And I played him, and I beat him the first game. And then one of his friends comes up to him and was like, yo, just jab. Just jab. Cammy can't do anything about jabs. Because this was before frame traps and stuff like that. And I looked at the guy, I was like, no coaching. And the guy looked at me and just laughed and just like kept coaching. And the Balrog player came back and beat me 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
That was actually
It
CJ
used to always
Showstopper.
be-
That was CJ
Wow.
Showstopper and Filipino Champ.
Oh, F-Champ laughed at you?
That was the
Yeah.
first time I'd ever met Filipino Champ.
Yeah.
So I actually
can see
really
that.
hated that guy
Sounds
for a
like a
very
jerk.
long time.
That's funny.
he got you good.
Well,
It used to always be the rule that there was no coaching. Forever.
Right. And that's what I said. I was like, no coaching. And Champ was like, whatever. Because he didn't know who I was, so he was like, whatever, scrub. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, whoever. I don't care. You can't enforce anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny.
Filipino
I mean, if it really does get
Filipino.
super fancy, like, it would be nice to have, like, say if you're some full-fledged esports team, if you exclusively employed SimSim to come up with all of the sick Dawson
Yeah,
tech.
tech plus be like, here's what you need to do here.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
boom.
Like I can tell you, if some sim player exclusively had SimSim's tech, at like a new tournament, he never brought anything out of
Oh,
any
it'd
of
be
that stuff.
Dunzo.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like it,
Win.
like that like really goes a long way towards winning a tournament. So if you, like, I think that would be kind of interesting, but kind of sucky at the same time because then all that stuff is exclusive and teams are like jealously guarding secrets, and I think that's not great. But I could see it happening, and if it does, then that's another position for coaches, I suppose.
And
And then if you're Sim, you go like double, triple agent and sell your secrets to the other end.
Oh my God, FGC espionage, dude. Hey, were you just leaving out a Flash Metroid's room? Yeah, well, he's got to play Filipino champ tomorrow, and Snake Eyes leaves out of there. It's like
He's hiding and stuff.
TMZ, footage,
Paparazzi,
FGC, you know?
Scoop Newsman on the case.
That's what he laughed for. That's why he
Why
laughed.
are you pointing at me?
I mean, I think it's a great role, and I think there's a lot of players out there that fit that role that teams should be hiring. Like if I was EG, like I would seriously be looking at like maybe rehiring Flo, or or just grabbing a whole bunch of people as coaches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Flo again is like the best casual player in all
Just have him
time.
learn all the characters you can't beat, and then play you all day.
Exactly.
Like on top of that, some of those people on EG already have either themselves or Noel come up on stage to coach them because he's a really good
or
coach.
in the audience and do this.
Right.
Tell
Yeah.
you to use Balrog against
Yeah,
Thaiger in the 2009 Grand Final.
And it worked.
So,
Yeah. So.
I mean, I think that is. I mean, honestly, I feel like that's until, like I said, until someone says, "Hey, you can't have this person unless they're your official coach." Like even if they say now, like Rick says, "Hey, you know what? You can only do it this way. This is that and the other."
Yeah.
But what if it goes a step further and they say, "Hey, you have to have an actual coach." That could be a thing.
Like not everybody's gonna be esports though, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, but the same notice, it's like we're not gonna even know about that until we get there.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
It's a problem 2 to 3 years from now we'll be talking about.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe at invitationals you have to like designate a coach, like an esports coach.
Oh, it's like Topanga where you say your characters?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, this is my character, here's my A coach and B coach.
So
I'll
put it
tag
like
them.
this. Think about it like
That's
this.
crazy.
So-
I need backup.
I can
Oh, man.
honestly say that until the double blind pick thing happened at Evo, what was that, last year or the year before?
Which one?
Remember they was like, yo, they want blind pick.
Doesn't that happen a bunch?
I mean, it happens a bunch, but to me, I had never even seen that rule
Oh,
deployed. I like up until that point
okay,
where I understood the usage of it, but on the same note, it was kind of lost on me until I understood enough to see it happen. So I'm sitting there watching on stage, like I'm sitting right across from him, and then like I'm like, I think it was Chris goes up. No, or it was one of the candidates. They go up and they say he wants a blind pick, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's what it's used for, Mom!" Like, like my mind was blown. I didn't know how. I was like, "Man, that's crazy." And like,
Steve, what did you learn today?
exactly, you know what I mean? So it's like I freaked out. I was like, "This guy is a genius," you know? Like, so I think things like that, although they seem limiting, the thing is like I feel like it adds to the strategy in that aspect. If you can have a bunch of rules set up to make it to where it becomes the equivalent of like a sports game, like when you
It becomes very meta game at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's true.
Right? So yeah.
I mean, it's no different, in my opinion, it's no different than having the empty buttons on your controller.
That is my favorite.
I do that.
I wake up.
Yeah.
All you guys out there?
Yep.
And I forgot. Oh, so I was playing Nacer at when we were at Wizard World, and he tried to hit me with the fake buttons, and I like he wasn't doing anything, but he was. I just walked up and hit him in the face, and then I wandered around. I was like, that doesn't work on me. I look at the character, and he just laughed. Now,
Anybody who's ever played against Alex Vi, it's like,
Yeah, man, everybody's
that guy is like this kind of.
Oh yeah, he's like the NASCAR
He's
racer.
like
He's like
swimming.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
He does like the old lady jogging, fast
Everybody.
jogging thing.
All
He's
the old
like,
players
the
do that.
power walk across the
No,
street.
I mean I always talk about when
All
he
the
does
old
spin
players.
kick plus fierce when he jumps at you.
Yeah.
He does spin kick plus fierce, and everyone sees that. They don't even mean to see it. They see it out of the corner there. They see the hand move. They're like cross up Tatsu, so they block the other way, and then they just walk right into the fierce spot.
It's not even
That's so
just stuff
cheap.
like so. When I played at Calm Breaker last year for my match for top 8, I was playing Shin Tristan, and he knew that I like to look at people's buttons, and that when I hit empty buttons, so he sat like way back there, like literally,
I've seen
yeah, it was like from here to the camera basically is how far away, but he was behind me, but that just messed him up worse. because I knew that he could see my hands.
Oh, so
So-
you started faking.
On wake up, I'm doing this number over here, right? And then I just walk up and throw him.
Of
And he's
course.
like, I
The
should have
old
just
classic.
sat next to you. Like, it was even worse. And I'm like, yeah, dude.
Dude,
You're gonna
I-
try to double time me? I'll hit you with like the triple. It's it's the same thing.
Yep.
My demon, Edma, I always said that he was looking at my buttons. And he's like, I'm not looking at your buttons. And I sat behind him. And but when we sat side by side, he blocked every one of my wake ups and meted every time I didn't. And then as soon as I sat behind him, it became way sketchier. Like, I was landing way more wake up uppercuts on him.
Look, I
was
know
like,
Ed looks.
Yeah,
I played
was-
against Ed too, and I've definitely made him. It's the exact same thing you're talking about, where I was like, Dragon Punch, nothing. And he blocked, and I was wake up grab. I've definitely landed that on Ed.
And you like
Sure.
super exaggerate. You're like, and
No,
they're
no,
like, oh
no,
god,
because
you know.
You just do it normal.
if you super exaggerate,
They'll know.
the
it's
people will
fake.
be like,
Dude.
I don't know.
You know what?
But that's part of the game. Once again, that's
See,
part
my
of the
friend coached me. He actually told me back in those Southern Hills Golfland days that whenever I wanted to fake an uppercut, I would do this. And
Yeah.
whenever I actually would uppercut, I would do this. So he was like, you're just reverse
Yeah.
telling, you know?
that's true, you
just
do,
reverse telling.
There's a
So
lot. Like I feel like there's so much that goes in, and it's per game, dude. Like
That's why I love side to side. That's
Yeah,
why
same,
I like
same,
side by
same.
side.
it's
Head to head, separate
Tekken,
booths, no coach.
I
You're
love
like,
having I love having silent buttons because I play
Yeah,
King, who is a
me
grappler,
too.
and he has half circle back forward for giant swing.
Uh-huh.
So if you run up to somebody, especially if it's quiet, and you hear like click,
Yeah,
button, you're like he's doing giant
For
swing.
sure.
Right,
But now I have silent buttons and a silent stick, and you're like, I don't know what's happening. Like you're like, man, is he doing stuff?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you have to break those
I
throws
hear you.
separately. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that continues to grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, it's not this whole esports booth thing, you know, they're supposed to be silent.
yeah,
That's
they
not
don't.
real.
They're not silent.
That's not real at
They're
all.
not silent.
Yeah, they're not
You
silent.
can still hear stuff. I told somebody that recently. I was like, yeah, even with silent headphone or noise reducing headphones plus booth, noise still gets in there.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like,
absolutely.
that's impossible. The technology's too good. I'm like, dude, it's like a
yo.
cage and a headset. If the crowd is loud enough, you're gonna hear
Like,
it.
it's not even a cage. It's not like it's waterproof or like.
It's
anything
not like the walls
that.
are this thick. They're
Right.
like that. Yeah,
They're-
they're like
it's a tiny flimsy piece of leg
Wood,
sand between
yeah.
or wood between you and 1,000 people.
Well, I mean, it was
Doesn't
always
matter.
Martin when he was in the LCS,
I've been in those
right?
booths. They don't matter.
He
I
was.
tell you.
Remember the event that you guys all went to cheer Martin on, right?
Yes.
Martin said he could hear everything, right?
Yeah.
And they were all in those plastic booths.
Yeah.
or
So
whatever,
Team MRN, right? They were.
Yeah, for LOL.
They were,
that's
in,
nice,
they, were
yeah.
they were in a booth at MLG, and there were probably 10 or so of us fighting game folks there cheering them on,
yeah.
and we were all pretty wasted, and we were super loud, and yeah, like I definitely. I don't remember what the other team was. I think it was somebody really good and famous, but I don't remember now.
Okay.
And so I found out what the name of one guy was.
Oh.
You just kept yelling
And I
his name.
just, dude, hey, guy, whatever his name was. hey, you, like super loud.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
can tell you,
David-
he looked at me.
David the
That
Dick.
guy looked at me.
Because it's like one of
Yep.
the sports games. You just
Yes.
start heckling them.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's,
yeah, yeah,
dude, that's
uh-huh.
exactly what I did. Like,
Dude.
whenever I went to a college football game, believe me,
They can hear
they
you.
didn't like it. The players were
Oh,
not
yeah,
happy
yeah.
Okay,
about it.
so you know who? Somebody needs to hire Jeremy.
David the Dick.
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
needs to hire Jeremy as a
Okay.
professional heckler.
Oh yeah, vicious.
That
right?
guy
Yeah,
is
uh-huh.
literally the best.
Dude, well,
You guys
dude,
don't even
look,
know.
He is on another
No,
level.
no, but
I got some stories.
No,
Yeah, I can tell you
Yeah, me too. I got some stories,
SoCal,
alright.
SoCal was really good. So the Sanchez crew, Luca, those guys. There was an NCR where we changed the outcome of the grand final.
Yeah.
Because one of the players was being like a cocky douchebag, right? And like a whole bunch of the SoCal guys were like, nah, we don't like this guy. We want the other guy to win. And so they just started cheering the other guy and like heckling, and you could just see his game completely fall apart. And he ended up losing because of that crowd.
Jeremy, I can hear Jeremy's voice from corner to corner in a ballroom and know it's him because of the dumb stuff he yells. Like, you'll do something and he'll just yell like, what the heck was that? He'll like yell it so loud that I know in the headphones.
And he
you
has
can
a
hear.
very nasally, like
It's
granddaddy
very-
mom voice. Like,
Hey,
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 what are you
hey,
doing? And I'm
hey,
like,
hey,
oh my
hey,
god.
Literally,
Somebody
hey,
put a sock in that
Hey,
guy.
wait, hey.
he is good, man.
Hey.
He is so good.
You
I
know,
remember-
everyone says he sounds like me on commentary,
really?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's so nasally. I can't
Yeah,
even
gross.
stand to hear it. Oh,
I remember in
so bad.
SCR, man, me and Luca were turning into this guy. I think it was, it was so bad. That is a story. Oh my God. But anyways, yeah.
What about the time when one of my friends was at our own college football stadium? He heckled our own kicker so much that the kicker walked to the other side of the bench. It's a big old long football bench.
Right.
Kicker walked to the other side of the bench, and we could see him like complaining about our friend the coach, doing like these motions, you know, from like 50, 100 feet away, doing that. And then when it came time for him to actually kick, I don't remember why our friend hated him so much. I don't know.
It was on your own team.
Yeah, it was on our own team. Yeah.
Well, that's why
Nice
he
try,
knows him.
nice try, dude. You're the one that made me lose.
Yeah, no, but seriously, then he had to kick a field goal on our side of the field, which didn't go well.
Oh no.
Didn't go well. Poor Jensen. I don't know what he had out for Jensen, but he did. Anyway, that's the school of cheering I come from.
Yeah. That is the best.
David
time.
the Dick.
Yeah,
Comes
everybody's
in there,
you know what?
pops a briefcase, he has a little flask in there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And a
Tequila on
megaphone.
deck.
Hey, you know what time it is. Ultra David the Dick.
No, like if you've never been to an event, when your friend plays, yeah, heckling the other guy is like the most fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best.
It is actually, you get to talk, especially if you actually don't like the person. Oh man, you get to just go nuts. It's so good.
I don't know, David.
Oh,
every
on.
show.
I don't want.
What is going on?
Just a picture somebody linked of me. I don't know how they even got it.
It's a great picture. That's exactly how you look when you yell in the crowd, huh?
Oh man.
Man, that was like 10 years ago.
I can just.
That was a picture of me partying with Washington Redskins cheerleaders.
Oh, alright.
Dude,
True
I need
story.
to scroll back and look.
I'm just saying,
No,
man. I
it's
can just
not
see
worth it, no.
like David walking up, partying through an FGC crowd. Excuse me. And he was like, whack it, whack it, whack it. Excuse me. Let me get by it. Whack it. And he like pops the briefcase. Bam, wow. Whack it. And he's just going there. He's just yelling at the guy. So what's this guy's name? Jimbo. Hey, Jimbo, you're gonna lose. Whack it. Man it. Ultra David.
He's got the tequila.
Win it. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I'm a very visual person. I apologize.
That is the exact theme song.
And like his chest hair is like hanging out. And he's like chest all out. Excuse me.
He's doing the rip walk.
He's doing the He's like strutting. He's like, he's like got a briefcase, swinging his arm all hard. Oh my God.
He would be doing the rip walk 100%, right? Like
That is 100% the rip walk if you ever want to see
Sorry,
it.
it's too hot in here now.
Oh man.
I'm all
the
sweaty.
rip walk. I forgot about that. Oh man.
Yo, that chest hair is OD, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't much that scares me in this world, but a confident guy with a button-up shirt with that taco meat hanging out the top, hey, that guy, I'm watching him the entire time.
You don't know
I
where
don't care. Are
he's
you okay?
going.
Are you crying? This dude, Sajin, is crying right now.
Oh my God.
Sajin is legitimate.
Because it's so true.
It is. Oh my God. Anyways.
What
Half
do
a
you
flask
think
of
of
tequila down.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And you see a one guy up on stage,
Oh,
we gotta
man.
get that guy out of there. And David's shirt is like 4 buttons down now. He's got like a beer gut hanging out. Man, you can't tell me what to do. Get your hands off of me, you sons of
I thought this was America. America.
I thought this was America.
Oh man.
Now I'm Randy.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
So coaching.
It's all right. We're past that now.
Yeah, okay. No, fair enough.
The moral of the story is chest hair and alcohol and
I'm
cheering.
just saying, you want to be a dick? AKA scare the hell out of me? You know what to do, man. I'm just saying. I don't
How
touch
did you
anybody.
commentate with Donkey? He had the whole thing hanging out. That must
Why
have
do you
been
think it
terrifying.
bothers me so much? That's that.
Is Tonka part of
that
that
picture
team
was a
too?
picture. That was his father right there.
Yeah.
In the making.
Actually, Donkey's father.
Yeah. Oh my
And
God.
he's wearing them short shorts.
He's
with
wearing
his
them short
hanging
shorts.
Out and, oh.
The shorts above the knee, and you can see like the hair covered leg, and he's just like, this is the most aggravating.
And he just, did you hear that?
He looks so proud of himself. He's like, this is. Tell me more. This is somebody.
Redskins cheerleader somewhere.
Redskins. I remember
Donkey.
David the Dick.
Oh man.
Dude, I mean,
Oh man, she probably doesn't. I can tell you probably top 3 most frightening experiences in my life that I've been like least prepared to deal with is a group of super hot Redskins cheerleaders are dancing in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
They're professional dancers.
Mm-hmm.
They're all super hot. They just want to hang out with each other. And my friends and I tried to break in there and get a dance. And
Was it like an actual circle?
it was literally a circle.
Yeah, man, you signed up for failure right there.
Zero.
You never break a. If it's a circle of females, man, the girls, you don't do
Didn't
that.
work at all. Didn't work at all.
Oh man.
Well, my buddy was dating a cheerleader. They went back way before she was a cheerleader, so we were friends with some of them. But so I wasn't getting with them. So anyway, I was only friends with that girl. All right.
Alright. Whatever you say. Only friends.
You saw what he just did, right? You saw what he just did.
Did you
right?
just eat that apple core?
What, did he?
Yeah, he did.
That is gross, dude. What is your problem?
He's done this on stream
We've been
before.
over this, right?
He's
No.
done this on stream
I don't think
before.
it's that weird.
No, it
Chest
wasn't
hair, apple cores, this guy
Chest
is
hair,
something
apple
else.
core. Oh man.
I don't know.
Yeah, he does. He just does that.
And you're
First time
okay
he
with
did
this?
that, no, it freaked me out. Like the first time he did that.
You don't
Yeah,
like
I'm
chocolate?
glad.
I don't get it.
That freaked me the hell out.
It's just a. What do you think an apple core is made of?
I don't know.
I don't want to know.
I don't
That's the
wanna
problem.
know.
Some mild poison, okay? But other than that, it's like the rest of the apple.
It's like I don't
No,
know,
it's not.
man.
Yeah, it is.
It's like an alien part of the apple.
Nope,
it's
it's
not
just an
part
apple,
of the rest
dude.
of the
Yeah, that's true.
It's just an apple.
I see exactly what you're talking about. That it is like the alien part of the apple, dude.
Yeah.
It's the least alien part. It's like the most inner.
So
to the
when
apple.
you finish eating a piece of chicken, do you eat the bone?
Actually, yeah. I mean, have you ever had?
Wait,
bone marrow?
what?
Have you had marrow?
Keep your arms on that
I
side
know,
of the
dude.
table.
Girls, I don't know where your
Have
hands
you
have
had-
been or
have you
eat
had
apple
bone
cores.
marrow?
Have
But
I
you
ever
haven't-
had bone? I'm not one of the bone cracking, sucking the sinew from inside
All
of a
right.
chicken.
Well,
piece of
I'm just
chicken.
telling you. You know what?
Am I missing out?
Marrow's pretty good. Yeah.
I don't know about
It's
all
kind of
that.
buttery. You can spread it on
It's
toast.
kind
You know
of
what?
buttery. You
Marrow?
can
He just
said you
spread
can
it
spread it on toast?
Dude,
What a
marrow-
weirdo!
Marrow is like super
Come on, folks,
bottom
you gotta
tier
back
in
me up.
MVC2. Marrow is hella bottom tier in MVC2. I'm trying to bring it back to fighting games. I'm trying. I swear to God.
Marrow's
Anyways.
pretty good.
No, marrow. People do eat.
You
I
can
don't know
you can
about
buy
all
it
that.
as a dish. Like
People
you can
do
go to
eat marrow.
places
People
and
do
like
eat marrow.
order the marrow.
Nah.
Fact.
Nah, dude, I'm cool.
Fact.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Don't invite me over to your house. I got people over there eating apple cores and chicken balls. I'm cool, man.
It's just a bowl of
Hey,
apple
Steve,
cores.
you want to come in? No, dude, I'm gonna eat my food on the front porch. It's okay.
David's like, I've prepared the apple cores.
It's like a
Took me a
bowl
solid week
No,
to
I
eat
mean-
extra
30
apple
apples. He's eating 30 apples in
what
his
is
left
that?
I, look, I got an apple core, right?
You have an
You
apple
throw-
core.
you
He
throw out
throws
the
the apple
outside.
away. He just throws the
yeah.
and he just eats.
and his eating chicken wing bone
Is
marrow.
that- Hey, dude, you want some chicken? Just let me get all this stupid meat off
off
of
it,
here.
yeah.
Give me that bone. He eats it like a Slim Jim. That's gross, man. Anyways,
Marrow's
Coaching.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll have you know.
well, you can't sell that to me.
Next time we go back to France, James or whoever comes with me, we'll go out not for escargot but for marrow. Anyway, go on.
I'll take the escargot.
He was so close.
When we come back,
I feel like I have to try it.
when we come back, we will be discussing results from this past weekend,
Okay.
Okay.
including Dreamhack and Wizard World, which were the events that we were at.
Okay.
That's true.
Sounds great. Let's do that.
All right.
All right.
We'll be back shortly. Apple course, huh? One step away. One step away from eating people. One step away. Don't-
Apple cores and bones.
Apple core bones. One step away from eating actual people. Ultra
Actual
Dave.
cannibal ultra Dave.
Oh my God.
Ultra Cannibal Dave.
I tried to click on the break button and Steve pushed my hand away.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't click it.
I'm
I
sorry.
couldn't click the button.
One, but I'm telling you.